Hi, I'm Tim Brennan, and this year marks the end of my 52nd year as an English teacher. And during those years, things changed a lot. The first year I went to work, the first day in 1966, the principal called me down. She said, "Teachers don't wear loafers at our school." Okay, absolutely, I'll go get some other kinds of shoes. And then she said, "Well, now we're having a faculty meeting next week, and you're young, so the students are going to listen to you. We have a terrible problem. The students are chewing gum." Chewing gum, and the English teacher was wearing loafers. Can you imagine that going into the problem list today? Things change. And yet, some of the things about education stay the same. And some of these things that stay the same, you can use as a teacher or a parent or someone who's in charge of helping a child if you remember these basic things. The first is that every human being is born with an inner voice, and most people who are born healthy want to use this voice. The baby lying in the crib, and then opens his mouth and says, "Ma," and his mother comes in. And the baby and the mother make the connection and they move forward. But the most like learning to be a self-sufficient student that I remember and that I think of from very young times is when the baby makes their first steps to walk. Here's how it usually happens. The caring adult, maybe mom, senses that the baby is ready and takes the baby out of the crib, puts the baby on the floor, backs up a couple of feet, and then says, come on, you can do it, come on." And that's a situation based on unconditional love. Doesn't matter whether the kid wets his pants or gets the caught, you still love the child. It's low danger. It's high reward. There's a very nice reward at the end of it, and the skill increases. Now, this is the difference between education and training. The baby knows how to walk. All the mother has to do is draw it out. In fact, the word education is from the ancient Latin educo, to draw out from. That's different from training. If you want to train the child to know the 50 state capitals, you have the knowledge, the child doesn't, and you just go over it and go over it and go over it and go over it. But it doesn't last that long. And that's it, I think every teacher and every parent has heard children say, "Is this on the test next Tuesday?" And what they really mean is, because after Tuesday, I have no need for this. Second thing that you can do to help your student is to use the most powerful technology ever invented by humans. In fact, wherever scientists, archaeologists, historians have found that there was proof of humans living somewhere, that group of people had used this technology. What do you think it was? No, not the wheel, not fire. There have even been humans who didn't use division of labor or agriculture. The most powerful technology invented by humans so far is the story. And so that is the technology that you need to use. And the way you can use it is, whether you're a teacher or a parent, start a story within your child. It could just be that at that time of day when they feel so safe, after bath time, and they're in bed, and now mom's going to read a story. The lost and found puppy. And of course, it's that story where the family goes on the picnic and they bring the dog and the dog gets lost. And the child is so trustworthy and there's really no other kind of distraction. And they feel that story there because we humans like to track our lives in the passing flow of moments. And the story is perfect for that. Then the next thing you need to do is move the story into your child. What do you think will happen the next time that the family wants to go on a picnic and take the dog? What do you think would happen next if they hadn't found the dog? Do you like any other stories like this? And then you begin to get dialogue between you and your student or child about the story. And so now when you have gotten this story at the dinner table, at bedtime, a favorite book or story that your child likes very much, then you need to move from the read to listened by story into the written story. Here's how you do that. Get a flat table, crayons, pencils, other things that your child seems to like to use to write or play, and let them write a story that they haven't heard before. Just a story that, now depending upon the age of your child, they may write a story of swirls and lines and just scribbles, and then you might be surprised at what happened when a university professor at the University of New Hampshire did this in kindergarten. Went in with a bunch of his students, gave out books, and said to the kindergartners, you may write in these books. Squiggles, meaningless marks on the pages, and all that. Then the next day, the students went in and said, oh, what does this say? Oh, one day the fox went out into the forest because he was hungry. You see, you translated the concept of the story into writing, but now you've got that other part with the letters and the words that form. The more of this that you can get your child to do, feeling the same way, that sense of characters of I'm safe, there's no danger, this is somebody that loves me, and somehow I know how to do this. I don't even know what it is. So when your child gets into the middle grades, make sure they have a writing folder or a place they could have books and things to write on that that would help them.